Now we have with us Professor Mario Barnes, who's here at University of Miami Law School. What a better place to talk to him than in Miami. So let's start from the beginnings, as it were. When was your first brush with the animal called critical race theory?
Okay, so my first brush with critical race theory was in law school, and that I had the great pleasure and honor to take feminist and critical race theory from Angela Harris at Bolt. So I was one of those who was baptized very early by one of the kind of large stars in the field. So I was.
And what did it do for you professionally, personally?
Well, first personally, it was the sort of first time in law school where I felt like I was in a class where my own issues, my own concerns, the problems of people come from the community that I had come from were being addressed from a critical, doctrinal, theoretical perspective. And so it was that we weren't lost, right, and that we weren't forgotten, and that we could talk about these things at a level and in a way to problem solve and to apply theory and praxis to solving those problems. So personally it was huge. And then I guess sort of professionally what it did was it gave me a discipline and a foundation upon which to build my own ideas. And so for me to ask myself what I think about the world, what is my essential message, my voice, my thoughts, and they were so tied to the messages of CRT and feminist legal theory that they gave me both a doctrine and a confidence to go forward with my own sort of scholarly agenda.
Which one was your first latcrit conference?
My first latcrit was the latcrit they said was in Philadelphia, but was actually in Malvern, Pennsylvania.
That's right. The one where there was a lot of shuttling involved.
You had to shuttle if you wanted to go to the city.
And what struck you about that? You've been to other conferences, and then you come to Philadelphia, Villanova, whatever, and then this show is on.
Two things. One was that you go to conferences and lots of panels are hit or miss, either subject matter or the performance of the panelists. And it was so excellent to go to a place where I wanted to go to every panel and where every person who was a speaker did such an amazing job. So that was, for me, wonderful. But secondarily was this whole notion of building in intentionally social time in the conference. So the whole notion of the hospitality suite, which I had never experienced at any of the Law Society or ALLS or large conferences I had gone to, was amazing. And not just the social way where I actually got to meet and talk to so many people whose work I admired, but I actually at Malvern met for the first time a person who it turned out was writing on some of the things that were similar to what I was writing on. And in the actual hospitality suite, we said, you know what, we should write together. And that actually has been going on since Malvern, and we've just completed our second article together. We've already published our first article together, but for latcrit, it wouldn't have happened. So
don't knock the martinis.
No, I don't at all.
But seriously, we always say that community building, community maintenance is a foundational value for latcrit. What does that speak to you? What does that say to you?
It's completely true, right? And there's this way in which most conferences offer a very limited opportunity to come together with people, some who are like-minded, who do work in similar areas, and then, do your piece and go away. And so, to the extent it allows you to get help with developing your ideas and your work, that's great. But, that is not sustaining. It's not sustaining in a profession where it can be very tough once you get back to your home institution for any number of reasons to survive or thrive. And so what the community building at latcrit does is it makes the conference more than that, incursion. It makes it more than I show up, I give my 30 minutes of speech and move on. It connects you to people. It intentionally builds relationships so that what you take away from it and what maintains outside of latcrit is much more than what you typically would find from merely a conference. A conference that's not situated in the movement, I would say, doesn't do any work to help you really deal with all that happens away from the conference. And certainly I've met lifelong friends and colleagues and allies and those things that are my struggle at latcrit. And so that community building lets you find those.
Well, let's go make sure we have enough dry room.
Thank you.
Thank you.